breaking news. That's where we would have hit the drop if we had a break. Yeah, so we'll have to work on that at some point. But I imagine there was a drop there. So moments ago, Jon Rahm has just withdrawn from the U.S. Open. He had been battling the toe concern, a lesion between his pinky toe and the next toe, which I believe is the ring toe. And he released this statement on Twitter. It says, quote, "After consulting with numerous doctors in my team, I've decided it is best for my long-term health to withdraw from this week's U.S. Open Championship. To say I'm disappointed is a massive understatement. I wish all my peers the best of luck and want to thank all of the USGA staff, volunteers, and community of Pinehurst for hosting and putting on what I'm sure will be an amazing championship. Hopefully I'll be back in action sooner than later." End quote. Greg DuCharme, your reaction.
What a year for Jon Rahm. I mean, it has been a little strange at the majors. His performance has not been great. And now has to withdraw from what you could argue is his best major, right? He has performed very well in U.S. Opens. It seems like a test that he's always up to the challenge for, and now he's not able to play. Obviously, what has happened with his feet, it does not look very fun. While it's kind of I mean, when you're dealing with a lesion, it's not this, but it's kind of a silly reason to be withdrawing from a tournament. You have a toe injury. But this seems like a little more than a toe injury. So I hope that he is able to get this under control and better and has no more issues with his feet.
Last 5 U.S. Opens, T10, 12th win, T23, and T3. But Patrick, that is a far cry from his major championship record through 2 editions this year. T45 at the Masters as the defending champion and a missed cut at the PGA.
Bummer. Big bummer whenever Jon Rahm's not at a tournament. Seems to take a hit. I mean, like you said, he's a great major championship competitor. He had the longest made cut streak in majors before that pretty surprising miscut at the PGA Championship. And it sucks he won't be around this week. I will say the one positive thing we have going for it is we don't need to see pictures of feet throughout the week, because let me tell you, there were some snipers out there at Pinehurst today just shooting photos of his feet. And crazy tan line, which is expected. He had the dividers in as well, 1 flip-flop, 1 real shoe. And so I think the one positive we can take from this is no more feet content, because Patty don't do feet content. Sucks he's not there, but happy no more feet.
It's not so much the photos that do it for me. It's the thought of like the in between the toes.
I feel like he could pick things up with those like fingers.
And like the infection. It's like an infection between the toes. I don't know, man.
And I was honestly, his right foot is the clubbed foot, correct?
Normal question to ask on a golf podcast.
I think that's
correct. Right as well.
That's what leads to the short backswing.
50-50.
So, yeah. And based on the photo, I've never seen a club foot before in my life.
This could have been your chance.
So based on the photo, I mean, that looked like a pretty normal foot. But I will say how they were describing it, like, you know, we talked about it on Spotlight, how they were numbering all the toes. Like, oh, it's between the 5th toe and the 4th toe. It kind of made me believe for a second that he might have an extra toe.
Do they count from left to right, from big to small, or small to big?
I think it's big to small, right, Greg?
That would make sense to me. Yeah, I would say your first toe is probably your big toe.
Mm-hmm.
That's just me.
The pinky would probably have something to say about that.
Yeah, maybe the left pinky. Maybe it just goes in order 1 through 10. You start you go left to right. It's another option.
I kind of like that.
Between toe 7 and 8.
Yeah.
You could turn a lot of heads with that method.
Yeah. Yeah, so your big toes would be 5 and 6.
I mean, it is indisputably a better way to do it, because you would never confuse what foot it's on.
Right, you wouldn't have to do like 4L.
Correct. Yes.
I like this.
Greg has a lot of ideas. Sometimes they hit. Yeah, sometimes they hit. Well, Jon Rahm is out, which stinks, but the championship must go on.